All right, Mr. Rodriguez, so I have norepinephrine here for you, okay?
Oh, great, more medicine. You're not planning to hook me up to another one of those dreadful IVs, are you? I swear they're worse than a bad recipe. But if it'll help me return to my kitchen sooner, let's get on with it.
No worries, yeah. So unfortunately, we do have to hang another IV on you. This one's going to help keep your blood pressure up because we're having trouble keeping it up, okay?
Well, isn't that just peachy? My blood pressure's acting up now too. I bet my house, which is just a short drive from here, misses me as much as I miss it. All right, go ahead with the IV, but please, try to make it quick. The faster I recover, the faster I can whip up some authentic Mexican dishes for my family.
So you like cooking?
Absolutely, cooking is my passion. There's nothing like the aroma of homemade enchiladas filling my house, or seeing the joy on my children's faces when they savor my signature mole sauce. It's one of the things I'm truly looking forward to once I'm out of this hospital bed.
Yeah, I can see that. See, my family, although I'm not from the Spanish heritage, we love Mexican food. That's pretty much what we're always trying to get a hold of on the weekends.
That's wonderful to hear. Mexican cuisine has a way of bringing people together, regardless of their heritage. It's the universal language of flavor and love. Just make sure you try my recipes when you get the chance. They're top-notch, I assure you. But now, let's focus on getting this IV started so I can get back to my culinary adventures at home. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Are you saying you'd like to visit me on the weekends? If so, you're more than welcome. Just remember, I was out of the country 3 years ago, so I might have some new recipes to share from my travels. Now, let's not keep this IV waiting any longer.
Yeah, no worries. So I actually got it started here. We're going to start it here in a second. So no worries on that. But I would love to see what you have to make. What's your favorite dish to make?
My favorite dish has to be chiles rellenos. Stuffed peppers with a blend of cheese, dipped in a light batter, and fried to perfection. It's a labor of love, but the end result is worth it. Now that this IV is underway, I can almost taste those delicious peppers again.
That does sound pretty good. I would definitely have to take that up on you.
It's a deal then. Once I'm back on my feet, you'll be the first to sample my famous chiles rellenos. Who knew an IV infusion could lead to such a delightful foodie conversation? Now, if only these medical procedures were as enjoyable as cooking.
Hi there, Dr. Bell. This is Will. I'm the nurse taking care of Manuel Rodriguez today. I just wanted to let you know that he is showing some signs of sepsis. He has a heart rate of 120, a blood pressure of 85/55, a temperature of 101.1 right now.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. The patient's symptoms, including tachycardia, hypotension, and fever, are indeed indicative of possible sepsis. I would recommend starting him on broad-spectrum antibiotics immediately. Also, please monitor his urine output and get a lactate level drawn to assess the severity of his condition. Keep me updated on any changes in his status.
Okay, would you like to do a blood culture as well?
Absolutely. A blood culture is a crucial step in diagnosing sepsis. It will help identify the specific bacteria causing the infection and guide our choice of antibiotics. Please proceed with that as well.
Okay, and then what kind of antibiotic do you want to prescribe?
Given the patient's symptoms, I suggest initiating treatment with intravenous piperacillin tazobactam. This antibiotic has a broad spectrum of activity against various bacteria that could be causing sepsis. However, we will adjust the prescription according to the results of the blood culture.
Okay, and do you want to do anything for his blood pressure right now? It's 85/55.
Yes, the low blood pressure is concerning. Let's start with fluid resuscitation to help improve his blood pressure. If it doesn't respond sufficiently, we may need to consider vasopressors to maintain adequate organ perfusion. But let's see how he responds to the fluids first.
Okay, can you give me how much fluid? You want to probably do normal saline? Do you want to do 500 mLs or do you want to do 1,000 mLs to start?
I recommend administering an initial bolus of normal saline, around 1,000 ml, to address the patient's hypotension. This can help increase their blood pressure. However, please monitor the patient's response closely and adjust the fluid administration as necessary.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'll let you know once we're done giving all the fluids and seeing if it improves the blood pressure, and we'll get started on the antibiotics as soon as we're done collecting that blood culture. Okay? Anything else you want me to do?
At this point, it would be beneficial to ensure that the patient's comfort is also addressed. Please administer appropriate pain management medication if Manuel Rodriguez is experiencing any discomfort. Additionally, keep a close eye on his oxygen saturation levels and provide oxygen supplementation if needed to maintain adequate oxygenation. Lastly, don't forget to document all interventions and the patient's response in his medical record for further reference and continuity of care.
No problem. And he wanted to know when you're actually coming by today.
I plan to make my rounds later this afternoon, so I expect to visit Manuel Rodriguez around that time. If there are any urgent changes in his condition before then, please do not hesitate to contact me immediately.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, doctor. All right, Mr. Manuel, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give you some antibiotics. Specifically, this antibiotic is called Zosyn.
Hold on. Before you proceed with Zosyn, I need to make sure it's not related to azithromycin. I had a bad reaction to that one before. But if Zosyn is safe for me, let's get this infection under control so I can bid farewell to this hospital room and say hello again to my beloved kitchen.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have any problems with an allergy of azithromycin. So we're also going to give you a bolus of normal saline. It's just IV fluids, and what that's going to do is it's going to help improve your blood pressure, okay? And all while we're doing that, we're going to be collecting your labs and getting blood cultures before we start your antibiotic. Do you have any questions?
Sounds like a solid plan. I'm glad you're on top of this. Just one thing though, why the need for blood cultures? Is it to confirm the infection before starting the antibiotics? And how long would these labs and cultures take? I'm curious as I've never had this done before.
Yeah, so this it won't take too long. We're going to do our best to get it done in just one stick. It is going to be an IV stick here, unfortunately. But we need to get the blood cultures. You're exactly right, because of just to confirm what bacteria is actually in your blood. So that way, if we do need to get a more precise antibiotic, we'll start it then when we get the results.